Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the latest Stephanie White interview and the fact that the more you hear her talk, the more you realize the Indiana Fever hired the right coach. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. As I said, Rob, I am convinced that they hired the right person. She may not be the perfect coach, but I am convinced she's a big upgrade from Christy Sides and that the Fever will have success with her. In the latest interview, she indicated that she was coaching for the Connecticut Sun, but she said one of the problems with having a veteran team is we weren't very fast and we didn't play very fast. And she said one of the great things about Indiana is that they love to play fast, and that's what she wants to do. I want to play with great pace, she said. Does that sound a little bit different than Christy's?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I'm like, well, geez, because I mean, when the Fever, it's true. When the Fever started being a fast pace, when they opened up fast pace and pushing the ball up the court, they were actually blowing people out. And then when they slowed it down and tried to do their half court offense, that's when they lost it. That's when the game slowed down and they kind of lost it. You know,
that's why this season.
And I think she explained by pace. It doesn't mean like crazy like when Paul Westphal or we just get the ball and just go and throw it down the court and go because that's got to still be organized. She means at least beat the. When I played basketball, I read a book with Bill Bradley. And his thing was, in order to defeat your opponent, you beat them down the court every time, and that's what you do with the pace. So you want to beat them down before they set up their defense. And then you can get things going. There's a lot of openings. So, yeah, that sounds very good for her to say that.
I think John Havlicek must have read I think John Havlicek must have read the same book because he seemed to always want to beat his person down on the court, too.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, she talked about that. And then she said it's too hard in our league because the defenders are too good to allow them to get set. Now, I want to stop right there. I don't think the defenders are as good as she thinks they are. I think the defenders get away with too much physicality, which makes them seem they're better. They're effective because the refs don't call it, but makes them seem they're better than they actually are. And I think some of their limitations on defense is they don't jump very well in this league.
Well, like I said, they don't really need to jump on defense. You don't need to have to be a jumper on defense, Mark. All you need to do is
move. You do, Rob, to block some of those shots.
No, you don't have to jump that high. You put your hand.
You would block twice as many shots if you could jump.
Yeah, but they don't know how to. No, even the player shooting the ball is not jumping. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, the most important thing on defense is moving your feet. So what she's saying is that the defense is already set up. So then you got to run your half court offense. Because she's not saying that the defenses are like Minnesota's. Like look at Minnesota's defense. When they played the Fever, they knew the Fever wanted to run. And they didn't even go for the offensive rebound. They just ran back and set up the defense.
Well, I'd be more impressed with the defense if the refs called the game properly instead of allowing all this.
That's not going to happen.
I don't consider that defense. I don't consider fouling someone defense. That's just me.
No,
I didn't think the Pistons play as good as defense as their reputation. I think they got away with crap, and that's why they changed the rules. It's just my opinion. Anyway, she said to allow them to predetermine what you're going to do is not a good idea. So she goes, I also want our players to use their instincts to play free. We want to make plays, not run plays. We want to have sets that give up certain spacing that we want. We'll have certain play calls that give up space to operate. Now, does that sound different than Christy Sides, Rob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It sounds way different. I mean, because for defense, like I said, I know about defense, you want to dictate to how the offense runs their plays. But like she was saying, on the other hand, if your offense, if you beat the players down the court and a little more fast pace, it's going to be harder for the defense to try to go against you and move your offense and say we're going to funnel you this way or we're going to have you go this way. Where if you get it down the court real quickly on the offenses, you got a person wide open in the corner for a three, a pass to the corner, a cut through. Hopefully she'll have a motion type offense where they're cutting through the basket and Caitlin Clark's not standing out there waiting to receive the ball back. She's got to move more. Hopefully, she'll get her doing that.
Well, she did expand on that. She said giving them the freedom to play within a system to get the matchups and really challenging them to find the matchups, the reads, the shots that we want. Young players need structure, and good defense are going to take advantage of that, and you're going to be limited. So the goal for us is to put them in a position to make plays and allow to do them what they do best. That's how she wants to do the offense. Sounds different than what Christy Sides was doing to me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, that's why basketball is such a fun game. It's freelance. It's moving around. If you do it right, if you're just standing there, anybody can guard you. You could guard me, and then if I move, even though I'm slow, at least I can make you react to move, and I might be open. And then like she said, I mean, with the freelance, she could spot up. Mitchell could spot up for her spot. That's her spot, and she's hot. You hear her in that spot. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. I wish she would do like I taught one of my players is pull up and shoot that 3-pointer right away. If the defense is backed off on you, she's bringing the ball down and they're backing up, trying to set up, shoot that 3 right there. There's a basket.
Well, what Christy Sides didn't realize is if you just keep running the same play all the time, which is just thrown into the post, the defense knows what you want to do, and now they can set up their defenses to stop that, and now you're kind of stuck. But if she has more of a free flow offense, they can't get used to one play that you're doing or one strategy that you have. And I think that's why Christy Sides was very limited as a coach.
And one reason that doesn't work is like you were saying jumping, but most of the post players, like when they were going against Chicago or any other team, they're taller than Boston. So when she tries to make her turn around, she's turning right into them. So it's like they're going to block her shot. She has no chance of scoring.
Right. Well, she talked about defense, which is good. And she said defense is mindset. And she talked about it's important for them to have good communication and getting in stances, which is something Caitlin Clark has to learn.
Yes, yep.
Effort. I think Caitlin Clark has the effort, but she doesn't have the right mindset or getting the right stance. And I think she's going to improve Caitlin Clark's defense, which is why I'm psyched to have this coach. So what you were talking about before, I think that's important. What she's going to do is she's going to make sure that the defense dictates what shots the offense takes. If they take away the 3-point shot, now they either got to go into the post or they got to take a longer 2 or a mid-range 2, which is what they want them to do.
Also pick up at half court. I mean, don't just let them bring the ball all the way across half court without any kind of pressure. How easy is that to score? You come down all the court. I mean, the other teams were doing that to them. That's why it was so weird with Sides. How come you're not double teaming the guards that's dropping 30 points on you?
I don't know.
That would make sense.
That was a
right?
for me, Rob.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Well, then the next question the guy had, it was like 42 minutes long, but they talked about offense, talked about defense, and then he asked about coaching greatness. And she said, well, how do you coach greatness? The guy said to her, what's your plan? And she said, well, I talk to him and I listen to him and ask him, what are they watching? What do they like? I don't think this was done by Christy Sides. I don't think she picked Caitlin Clark's brain too much. I think she told Caitlin Clark what she wanted done because she was the coach. And that's kind of what the problem was. Is she didn't take advantage of Caitlin Clark's knowledge and how Caitlin Clark knew how she played best. And I think this is different.
I mean, that's what I used to do, Mark, with my players. I'm old school, but I wasn't that coach where what I say goes. I would call my player over, or they would say, hey, coach, this out of bounds play. They know our play. They know this out of bounds play. Let's do something else. Oh, okay. Let's run this out of bounds play. Or I would go to one of my players, star players, same thing. Like, what do you think we should do on this? And then they would say, I think we should, instead of passing it over here, maybe we should go over here and do that. Like, yeah, well, that makes sense. So and it's an input thing that really helps.
Oh, you mean being flexible, Rob?
Yeah.
I don't think Christy Sides was flexible. That was part of the other problem.
Yeah, flexible and input, like she said, input from your players, especially a player. I mean, it's kind of neat to hear like with Caitlin Clark, she's got a basketball mind. That's all she's thinking. So she's like the coach on the court. She's with her, you can tell with her passing, she's 3 or 4 steps ahead of the play. When she gets the ball, she's already looking up court. Okay, this person's going to cut to the basket, so I'm going to zoom and pass it to her. So yeah, she's way ahead. So it's kind of neat to get input from what she's saying and what she's thinking. You know, that would just make sense as a coach. I don't know.
Well, it makes sense to me, but it didn't make sense to Christy Sides, which is why they have a new coach named Stephanie White.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to this season because I think she was the right choice. And of course, you can't prove it until they actually win games. But I think they're going to be very successful this year, Rob. And I think they're going to be a threat to win the championship as soon as this year, as long as they pick up a free agent or so. Which
Yeah,
I think they need some more depth if they want to run, which we talked about earlier in the video. They need a little bit more depth to that because you can't have people playing 40 minutes and try to run. It's just even Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell get tired, even though they're in good shape.
Yep, you need a bench. You need that bench to give you a blow for at least, if just for that 2 or 3 minutes, you know, give them a little like. And I still like your concept with your breakdown of Caitlin Clark and her time management as far as that. Take her out near the end of the first quarter. You got there's a 3 minute, so there's 3 minutes in between. There's a rest right there, and then you set her down for another minute. So right there, there's rest right there.
Yeah, there's 4 minutes, actually 4 minutes between a quarter, because especially when it's televised. So you get that 4 minute break. And if you sit out the first 3 minutes of the second quarter, you get, depends on how many minutes it takes those 3 minutes to be played, but it's at least 7 minutes. It could be as much as 10. And that's a nice break. And you do the same thing at the end of the third quarter, just sit out the first 3 minutes. And then she's got a lot of energy left to close out a game for the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. And she's playing 34 minutes. That's what they did with Michael Jordan, except it was slightly different because they had 48 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do that, she'd be able to run, and then she could play better defense too if you play her 34 minutes instead of 40. And I think that's what they need to do with her and Kelsey Mitchell. Actually, everybody in the team. No one on the team should be playing more than 34 minutes. And someone like Aaliyah Boston, who's bigger, should be like playing more like the 30, 32 minutes and give her more of a break. She's got a bigger body to carry around. And I think
hopefully she'll come in shape. Maybe she'll come in shape instead of like, no.
But I think Stephanie White will figure that out. And I'm looking forward to this season. But the more I hear her speak, the better she sounds, Rob. And she obviously knows basketball and is not stuck in the 1980s like Christy Sides. And so that's a good sign. And the Indiana Fever have a bright future, I think. All right, let's know what you guys think. Please, if you like this video, hit the like button and feel free to share it. And guess what? If you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Please do so with the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And if you want to join us for our live show, it's every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays. You can call in for the show, so it's pretty cool. And if you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below, and there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.